This is one of my eyelash graduates who came in during the COVID time. She hadn't been able to get her lashes done, and so had let another student who had taken eyelash training from somewhere in Toronto practice on her. But I think that she was still ready to do, they had said to do live models, which I would never allow a graduate to do a live model or a student until they've done sufficient amount of perfect mannequin practice lashes. So she allowed her to do her lashes, and this is what she came in with. This had been already 2 weeks old and was totally clumped glue stuck together with several or 5 to 10 eyelashes together in a clump, and the glue was right against the eyelid. If you have this happen, it's best to apply lots of gel remover and let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes, and then lift the lid a little bit. Make sure that you tell the client to not scrunch her eyes so that the gel remover stays on the lashes and doesn't squeeze into her eye. And then I lifted up her eyelashes a bit to see how much was really soaked in down at and touching the eyelid. You can see how red her eyelid still was, and this had been already over 2 weeks. So she had been in a lot of discomfort, and slowly they were coming out, but I wanted to save the rest of her lashes because she wanted them relashed before going back to work. So you can see how much time and painstaking detail this is to try to get them fixed and slide them off gently without breaking off her own eyelashes. So students learning, please never do this to any of your practice models. It's better to underuse the glue and fix that improper technique of adhesion than to flood the glue down at the root and the base. All of you, though, know that from Kosti Beauty Institute. Here at KBI, we do not allow you to apply even to the mannequin that many dots of glue. You can see it before this would ever happen here. And then once it's hardened, it's even more difficult to soften that hardened glue because her eyes have been tearing over the last 2 weeks while she was wearing that. And then all that glue is hardened even more right against the base of the eyelid and the natural skin. So it was very, very difficult to remove. So do not ever do this. And then what I did to finish them up, I tried not to do this until using the tweezers to slide off the lashes until the gel remover had all dissolved, most of it, and it was very gummy. Because if you use the tweezers too soon and the glue in the old eyelashes are not softened yet, you will break off too many of her own lashes. Whereas here, we didn't have too much breakage. The left eye had a spot that was just about impossible to get softened, so we lost a few more on the left eye, but the right eye was pretty good. And we got to put on, I think, about 100 to 80, maybe 100 at the most, classics lashes per eye. And so that was pretty good after going through all of this. And they looked beautiful. So you can see that at the end then in the last process, the last step I use is to slide off the lashes so that there was chunks right against the lid there that just would not dissolve off without me doing this and applying a little bit of pinching pressure. And it still took some time. This whole process took about 40 minutes. So you just don't want to do this. And if you have other people come in from having somebody else's eyelash technique done so incorrectly, then you would have to want to charge them to remove them, and then do a lash shampoo to freshen and cleanse and soothe their eyes and their eyelids, and then prime and dry them fresh, and then put on fresh eye pads, even let them get up for a little bit of a break, and that before you reapply any new lashes. I would also recommend that they purchase the KBI All Organic Lash Growth Serum, and they can put that on daily, twice a day, morning and night, once in the morning, once at night, and just draw it and apply it right along those eyelids at the bottom of the lash root. It's non-oily, it won't hurt or hinder the adhesion, but it will help her new lashes to grow in stronger and to grow in thicker again, and for her not to lose any more of those lashes. So check on your client if this happens, and you should never allow it. You should always correct your work, and you just should never be working on live people with this much glue. Also, the eyelashes themselves were very thick and coarse, and the glue was just way too thick and too clumpy. So the volume, KBI volume, 1 second adhesion is just very quick and thin viscosity, and should never flood down and pool at the base of their eyelid. So you can see how this technique with your tweezers is sliding them off, but you can see how much was still at the base, just little balls of glue. There we go. But they slid off pretty good. It just took time. I couldn't rush this. This is a slow process. If you rush it, you'll break them off, her own lashes off, and we don't want that because she wanted lashes back on. So definitely recommend that your clients start using the KBI Eyelash Growth Serum, which is all organic and natural. It won't burn their eyes, it won't hurt them. It'll produce healthy regrowth very quickly. They should see the results of the new lashes growing in within 21 days of using it. Almost have it off now. The left eye was the one that was really worse. All of us know that we have one hand, one side of their one eye that's easier to isolate properly and maneuver around. So obviously this was her left eye was the hardest one for her to reach and was more clumped. So this took a little bit of time, more time, but thankfully we got her all cleaned up and she looks great. And then she got the lash growth serum so that next time when she comes in for an infill, they should be starting to fill in, and I'll have more lashes to be able to lash onto. Now I did save the paper towel, but that's just a quick glimpse there because I really couldn't see what I was showing you of how many lashes that we removed and chunks of glue. Then this felt so good on her eyes. I know I didn't even use the brush. I just used the cotton pad and warm water to freshen up her eyelid, make sure all of the glue remover, the gel, was removed from the lashes before I replaced the eye pads, and then we just double checked them to make sure that all of the gel remover and the glue was loosened from the eyes before applying a new set, and primed them with the KBI non-stinging primer, and she was ready to go. Now remove the old pads and then just cleanse again, just to be sure that there's no residue of that gel glue remover on her skin at all. and they were great. We just did happy to see that she still has so many lashes left.